friends, welcome to Love and Life's Journey DIY. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Chantal, and I thought that in 2023 it would be fun to do a monthly wrap-up video where I give you a quick look back at all of the projects that I did in that month, just in case you missed any of them. And then I'll also be giving just a brief family life update, and then we'll also finish off with a brand new fun DIY. So that's what this video is all about. So with that being said, let's take a look back at all of the projects that I did in January. And I will put the links to the videos for the full tutorials in the description box below so that you can see how I made them in case you missed any of them the first time around. My first video of the month is usually my Dollar Tree shop with me and haul video. However, in January, since we had just started the new year and finished up 2022, I decided to put out a top 20 DIYs of 2022 video. Now, this is a mega video, and so it has the full tutorials for all 20 projects in it. It's a very long video. But if you go to that video and look in the description box below the video, you'll see chapter breaks, and so you can just click on that and go directly to one of the DIYs if one of those catches your eye. So that was my first video of January, just reviewing all of my favorite and some of your favorite projects of 2022. So then the next video was my Dollar Tree shop with me and haul video. I do this every month at the beginning of the month just to show you what is new at Dollar Tree and show you some of the things I picked up, and then share maybe some easy DIYs or tips and tricks with you. So I did put that video out, and if you don't know, I also give away a Dollar Tree mystery box once a month to one of you. And that's just a box full of all kinds of Dollar Tree items that I pick up that I think are probably hard for you to find in your stores and that you might like. I just pick a random comment from that Dollar Tree shop with me and haul video, and then I send a box of Dollar Tree goodies out. So make sure you're always leaving a comment on that Dollar Tree shop with me and haul if you want to be entered to win my monthly Dollar Tree mystery box giveaway. Also in that video, I did a beautiful DIY with some wonderful jars that I found at Dollar Tree, as well as some glass knobs. And I styled it for winter in that video. However, you could do so much with these jars. You could use them for storage in your bathroom or your kitchen. You could put any type of seasonal decor in them. They're so versatile, and I love how they look. I also did some winter DIYs using those natural wood slices that are new at Dollar Tree. These are all great for winter, but they're also great decor pieces for a cabin or lodge style home. And these were just really fun to make. And I think my favorite actually is the deer with the tree. And I just think that's a really fun mix of kind of the rustic with the wood slice and just kind of a chic look with that deer in the tree. And so I had a lot of fun creating that one. I don't do a lot of decorating in my home for Valentine's Day, but I do like to put out a few things, but I kind of like to keep them on the more neutral side, except for maybe in my tiered tray on my table. It's kind of fun to put some of the more bright, pinks and reds and Valentine colors in that. However, around my house, I kind of like the more neutral decor for Valentine's. So I created some neutral and muted Valentine's DIYs that also could carry over into spring, because let's face it, the Valentine season is pretty short, and we're thinking about spring right after that. And so I thought it would be nice to have some projects that would be nice for Valentine's, but also I could just leave out and carry them all through the spring season as well. other than the DIY that we are going to be doing in this video here shortly, those are all my DIYs for January. I hope that you enjoyed them and are able to make some of them. And like I said, the links to all of those will be in the description box below. So now for a quick little life update. January hasn't been like too exciting. I am getting ready to go to a leadership conference in Branson, Missouri for 5 days, and I probably won't have a lot of time to film, fun things because I'll be busy with this conference. I will try to film a few clips to include in next month's wrap-up video, but we are planning as a family a vacation to Branson to do all the fun things later this year. So we are looking forward to that. Also, so many of you comment and ask about our little grandson, Christopher. He is doing great. He is 15 months old and he is so close to walking. He's standing and so he'll be walking any day, and then the chase is on. So I appreciate all of your comments and care for our family. And so I just wanted to share that little update. And now I have a DIY that I'm really excited to share with you. And actually, this was not my idea. My wonderful friend Julie actually created this from something that she saw online. And I just loved it and wanted to make one. So she's given me permission to share that with you on this channel. And I'll be showing you how to make this great riser for a centerpiece or to use for serving, or just whatever you want to use it for. It's very versatile. Julie stained hers, which I think is beautiful. However, the top of my dining room table where I want to use this is a dark wood stain already. And so I want my riser to be a lighter color. So I am going to be painting mine. So now let's get into this DIY and I'll show you how to make it.
I'm going to be using these 2 wood rounds that I picked up from Family Dollar. You should also be able to get them in the Dollar Tree Plus section. These are from summer and I actually got them on clearance for 50% off, so I paid $3 for both of them. I'm also going to be using some wood beads. I'll also be using some of these wood knobs. These are some that I picked up at Hobby Lobby, and they are 1.5 inches in diameter. They're flat on one side, and I actually have 4 of them that I am going to repurpose from another project that are already painted in the exact way I'm going to be making my riser. So this is perfect. The paint I will be using is Rust-Oleum's chalk paint in the color Chiffon Cream. And I'm going to be using some Waverly Antique Wax just to distress this or do some dry brushing on it. And to assemble my project, I will be using the wood glue by Super Glue that I picked up at Dollar Tree and a little bit of hot glue. I'm going to start by removing the twine hanger and the staples that are holding it on. And I did have to use some needle nose pliers to pop these out, but I like that they're just stapled on and I don't have holes to fill. I did start to remove the words from this sign, and then I realized that I really don't need to remove all of it. I just need to remove the parts that are out toward the very edges so that I have space to put my wood beads on. Then I'm going to measure my wood beads all the way around so that I know how many I need to paint. And then once I have that figured out, I'm going to add them to a gallon Ziploc bag. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of my chalk paint to the bag, and then I'll close it up and just squish those beads all around in that paint to coat them. This is what I have found to be the fastest way to paint a lot of these little wooden pieces. Then I'm going to carefully pour them out onto a paper towel. And then I will take another paper towel and just gently kind of blot over the top just to remove any excess paint from them. And once that first coat of paint has dried, then I'm going to add just a little bit more paint into my bag, and I'm going to put the beads back in there and give them a second coat, just basically repeating that process that I just did. After taking them out of the bag the second time, I did use my heat tool to dry them just a little bit and help separate them so they didn't stick together and dry that way permanently. And then I set them aside to finish drying completely. Then I'm going to paint both of the flat sides of my wood rounds using the same chiffon cream chalk paint. And I wanted a good coverage of paint on this, so I did end up putting, I think, 3 coats of paint on this, letting the paint dry in between each coat. And here's a little tip for you. If you want to know if the paint is actually dry or not, if you put your hand on it and touch it, and it is still cold, even though it's not tacky, it's still not dry yet. So let it dry until it feels room temperature. And don't forget to paint those edges. And on the other side, I did paint in just about a quarter of an inch all the way around because that's the only part you're really going to see. I didn't worry about painting the rest of that side. Then I'm going to take my antique wax, and you could just use a brown paint for this, but I have this wax and I think it works really well. And so I am going to put this on a dry brush, and I am going to just brush a little bit on each of the beads. I did do these individually. It really didn't take that long, but I found this was the best way to get the look that I was wanting. Then I'm also going to dry brush on my wood rounds on the side that I painted. And I always start really light with my dry brushing, and then I kind of work up to the amount that I want. And so you're just going to lightly brush over this with just a very little amount of paint on your brush. It works best if your brush is dry. That's why it's called dry brushing. And like I said, you can just keep building and adding until you get the look that you want. And here you can see the difference of how it just gives it a little more texture and gives it that worn antique look. Now that I've added the dry brushing to both of my pieces, I'm going to decide which one I want to be the top of my riser, and then I'm going to use the other one and add the feet of my riser to it. I'm adding the feet to the finished painted side of this because if you pick up your riser and turn it over, this will be what you see, and you want it to look nice. So I'm using some of that wood glue and also a little bit of hot glue just to attach these, and I just kind of evenly spaced them so that they would be a good support for my riser. Now I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to start gluing my small wooden beads all around the outside edge. For this, I am only using the wood glue. I didn't try to add a little bit of hot glue to it. There just wasn't enough surface area to make that work and have it not become kind of messy. So I am using the wood glue and putting just a little bit on the end that has the hole on the bead because that has a little bit of a flat surface and it's going to sit nicely and not try to roll away while I'm gluing these on. And obviously those holes are not going to show on the finished project because they're going to be sandwiched between the 2 big wood rounds. Now, when I got to the end, there was a space that the beads didn't fit in exactly. So those last 3 or 4 beads, I just spaced a little bit evenly so that it still looked like it was filled, but it did have a little bit of gaps between a few of the beads. But when the finished project is done, you don't even notice that. And then I took a few extra beads and just placed them around kind of in the center so that this would add a little bit of additional support for the second wood round that is going to go on top. So now I'll take my wood glue and just put a little bit on each of the tops of those wood beads all around the outside edge as well as the beads in the center. And now I'll just place that second wood round with the painted finished side facing up down on top of all of those beads that I just put the glue on. I'm going to make sure it's all lined up nice and neat. And then I'm going to put some heavy books on it and let it sit until that glue is completely set. And here is the finished riser styled on my dining room table. I think it coordinates beautifully with my table and I am so happy with how this looks. Thank you so much, Julie, for this idea and for allowing me to share it on my channel. I would love it if you would leave me a comment and let me know what you thought about this monthly wrap-up style video. Also, if you enjoyed the video and this project, then please hit that like button. It really helps my channel and helps other people to see this video. If you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button and also hit the bell and set your notifications so that YouTube will notify you each time I upload a new video. And don't forget to check out those links to all of January's projects in the description box. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a blessed day.